You're listening to The Drew Yari Show.
That's the wine and diner with kings and queens.
You're looking at the man. You're listening to The Drew Yari Show.
I'm trying something new. I was trying to record the show yesterday on my laptop. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you kind of know the situation. Basically, I was trying to record, and about like 30 minutes in, I get a message on my laptop from Windows saying there's an error on your PC, so we have to restart to fix it. And I was recording on the Spreaker app that's on my it's on my laptop, and it didn't get saved. The recording didn't get saved, so pretty much everything I was talking about for 30 minutes, was gone. And I mean, I'm not gonna go back and try and recreate everything I talked about. But I basically just went over NXT Great American Bash. I was at the end. I was at the main event between Adam Cole and Keith Lee. I guess I can kind of do a brief summary of everything that was before the main event. Everything before the main event was okay. It was, but a lot of the show was just, I'm only really watching this so I can get to the main event, which, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, everything before the main event was okay. I thought Mia Yim and Candice LeRae were pretty good. I thought they had a pretty good match. But it's just, when you have two women out there beating the shit out of each other, and they just seem to walk away willy-nilly from it, it kind of makes everything else that the guys do look kind of fake. You know what I mean? But, I mean, I enjoyed the match. I enjoyed it for what it was. But everything else after that, Johnny Gargano versus Isaiah Scott. I'm at the point where I'm tired of seeing Johnny Gargano. I think he needs to go away for a while. I don't think he needs to be fired or released. I'm not saying that. I think he needs to go away for a while because, not to point out the obvious about him, but it's just, he is so fucking small. The guy is completely small. Like, I don't think I've ever... It's like... What I was talking about before, the show got cut off abruptly was... It just seems like he gets smaller and smaller each week. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, obviously he's, I guess, trying to slim down. I don't know why, but... Not to say he looked bigger before, but he looks very small. He looks like a child. Almost. Like, I was listening to... Sorry, I just ate Chinese food. I was listening to Cornette's podcast, and he actually made me laugh while I was at work, where he said, I'm just waiting for WWE to do a movie where Rhea Ripley is the babysitter of Johnny Gargano, Kip Sapien. That was actually that was really funny. I enjoyed that. But by the way, if you can hear a noise, it's my fan in the back. I'm recording on my tablet, my Android tablet. So we're seeing how this works. It looks like my voice is going through, but I mean, this won't be a regular thing. This is just something I'm doing for now because I hate having to cancel shows over dumb shit. I mean, I wasn't able to put out a show yesterday because I don't know the whole thing with my laptop. I don't know if that's going to be a permanent thing until I can, get it fixed. I think, if any, I just need to install a malware, thing to it, which I'll do next week. Anything else, I don't know what's wrong with it, because I've had that computer for 4 years, and I've never seen that before. But, I mean, I've gone off topic, I'm sorry, but I just wanted to explain the situation to you guys. But yeah, Gargano is just... He used to actually make me excited to actually watch him. Now it's just... He's kind of boring. Probably because they use him too much. But yeah, I think he needs to maybe take a break, go away for a while. I don't care for him. Isaiah Scott, I like. The guy has talent. He's very athletic. I suggested, he probably should have won the match. Because he could have used that rub a lot more than Gargano. I mean, Gargano winning this match or losing, it doesn't hurt his credibility in NXT. He's still, Johnny Wrestling. He's the king of NXT. I mean, Isaiah Scott probably could have used the rub. That was just my opinion. What were the other matches? You had the debut of Santana Garrett. Not Santana Garrett. Mercedes Martinez versus Santana Garrett, which was 5 minutes. I said I fell asleep, not because I didn't like the match, but because I was just tired. I was just really tired. I thought it was a good debut. You build up Mercedes Martinez as a badass, to the other women in NXT. It's interesting. She's got an interesting look to her. She's got an interesting demeanor. It's not really a gimmick. It's just more of a "I'm gonna fuck these bitches up" type of shtick, and I dig that. So I'm interested to see what she does. Let's see what other matches. Yeah, the 6-man tag with Breezango and Drake Maverick versus Phantasma's crew. I forget the name. It escapes me. I was falling asleep during that match. Again, not because it was boring, but because I was just tired. I thought it was an okay match. Usually 6-man tags, I'm not a fan of because they can either be hit or miss. I thought it was interesting how they kept Drake Maverick and Phantasma away from each other until the very end when Phantasma ended up getting the win. He had Bronson Reed versus Tony Nese. Bronson Reed, he looks like somebody that has a future. I mean, the guy is very talented. I'll give him that. He is kind of like a smaller Bam Bam Bigelow. I mean, he could be something in the company. World champion, I doubt it, but you never know with this company. Personally, his glass ceiling I see as more North American champion. He gets to the main roster, maybe Intercontinental champion, maybe U.S. champion, world champion. I doubt it. Who else was on the show? Am I missing matches? I think that was all the matches leading up to the main event. So we get to the main event, and you have Adam Cole versus Keith Lee for winner takes all for both the NXT World Championship and the NXT North American Championship. I thought it was a great match overall. It was well worth the wait. These two delivered. These two really just went out there. They had good chemistry. I guess the only problem I have with the match, it's not really a big problem. It's just I have a thing for big guys having to sell for smaller guys because as much as I like Adam Cole needs some muscle. He needs to put some muscle on him. I'm not saying take steroids. I'm just saying take steroids. I'm playing, but he needs to put a little muscle on him because he's obviously in a lot better shape than I am, but he's small. He's a small guy compared to Keith Lee. Keith Lee, in reality, should have went out there and ate him alive. But again, I'm not saying it was a bad match. I'm not saying it took away from it. But Adam Cole was just small, and for Keith having to sell for him, it was absurd, but not absurd. Like when, like when Keith took the Panama sunset or sunrise, whatever you call it. Like it looked good for a guy like Keith taking the move. But then you're just like, why did... That just looks weird for a big guy having to sell the move. I mean, but again, it didn't take away the match. I guess the only part where I just kind of like cocked my head back and go, really? Was when Keith goes for a moonsault. Or, I guess, a Vader salt, whatever you want to call it. It lands on Adam Cole. Adam Cole kicks out at 2. And Keith Lee is 320 pounds. And I actually went on Google and I Googled what are things that are 320 pounds. And they showed 3 toilet seats, a black Kodiak bear. And it's just like the equivalent of 3 toilet seats or a black Kodiak bear landed on Adam Cole and he kicked out at 2. It's like, come on. I mean, granted, it wasn't as bad as AEW's where they did like 8 million fucking false finishes and Orange Cassidy got hit in the head with a baseball bat and he still kicked out. But we'll get to that later. Speaking of which, I need to pull up those results. Alright. Anyhow. But I love the match. I love these two. This is definitely a match of the year candidate. It ends with Adam Cole going for a Panama Sunset again. Keith Lee counters it to his move, which is Big Bang Catastrophe. First he goes for a Spirit Bomb and a Big Bang Catastrophe and goes for the win. Wins the match. Keith Lee is now a double champion. He's the NXT World Champion and the NXT North American Champion, which good call because when I kind of gauge at the match, I'm like, if Adam Cole wins, who is he going to face? Who is left for him to face? And for him to be North American Champion, what does that do for him? I mean, it really doesn't, because he really has nobody to face. There is literally nobody on the NXT roster for him to face. I mean, yeah, there's Cross, but that's too soon. I mean, because he's already beaten Dream. He's beaten Gargano, Ciampa. He beat Riddle, which Riddle probably should have beaten him. And the only guy left is Lee. I mean, they sure as hell weren't gonna do it with Dijakovic. Dijakovic is not somebody I see in the world title picture. Maybe not now, but he's Dijakovic to me is missing something. But again, right decision. Put the title on Keith. Keith has the hot hand. Pretty soon he's going to lose the North American title because they're not just going to let him keep 2 belts. And I doubt Keith wants to have 2 belts. So pretty soon he's going to drop it to somebody, I don't know who. Adam Cole, I don't see where he goes. I mean, I do. I mean, more than likely the main roster. He's definitely not leaving because, the idea of his contract came up and, there's this dumb Twitter page that, say free Adam Cole. I'm like, really, free Adam Cole? And I can't remember everything I said off the top of my head, but I'm just like, oh yeah, free Adam Cole, from the moment he came to the WWE. They gave him his own stable. They gave him the longest title reign in NXT history. He's pretty much treated like a god there. But, oh no, poor Adam Cole. It's like, really? Adam Cole's not going to AEW. I mean, yeah, his girl's there, but he is not going to AEW. There's no chance in hell he's ever going to AEW. Because then he's going to have to sell for those fuckers over there. He's going to have to sell for those. Let me do my Jim Cornette impression real quick. He's going to have to sell for those fucking outlaw mud show fucks over there. He's going to have to make Orange Cassidy's shit look good. He's going to have to make the Bucks shit look good. Which, that's what FTR is already doing. We'll get into that. But yeah, Adam Cole's one of them I can go to the main roster. He's not leaving the company. They're going to pay him a shit ton of money to keep. That's just plain and simple. But, Great American Bash, I enjoyed it. The main event was, again, worth the wait. Matter of fact, we'll compare after I get done with Fyter Fest, which it shouldn't take that long. So, Yeah, Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page defeating Private Party. What happened to Private Party? What the fuck is with this getup that they wore to the ring? They look like they are literally getting ready to play for the Harlem Globetrotters. I just don't get it. I mean, the main guy, and I forget his name, I think he just faced Cody long ago, or am I getting the guy's name wrong? He's actually very good. He has talent, so he needs to get out of that group as quickly as he can. Same thing with Montez Ford. But this match was... it was alright. You know, I always say, you know, Paige is the standout. Paige is someone that they need to do something with, like, quick. And he needs to be a top guy again. Matter of fact, he needs to be a top guy in general. He has that look. He has the talent. He's good on the mic. He connects with the fans. I mean, the fans that, you know, are somewhat there. And Omega just... It almost seems like he's yesterday's news. Like, the Kenny Omega that was in Japan, the Kenny Omega now. I mean, there's really not that much difference, because I always thought Kenny Omega was kind of overrated, but he's not really the big cheese in AEW. The way they were hyping him up, they were making him out to be like he was gonna be the savior. You know, the guy to watch in AEW, and he's really not. He really hasn't done anything. So, looking back, and I'm kind of glad WWE didn't sign him, because he just probably would have been a big disappointment. But yeah, this match was meh. It was bleh. And you got Lance Archer defeating Joey Janela with Sunny Kiss. RIP to Lance Archer's career, because on paper, Lance Archer should have just raped the shit out of Joey Janela. He should have just fucking handcuffed him to the ring post and just fucked him. Lance Archer's supposed to be a monster. They built him up as a monster. And then they gave him Jake the Snake. They did that montage of him beating up other guys in Darby Allin's backyard. And then he loses to Cody, and then he can't beat Marco Stunt in a minute. It takes him 20 minutes to beat Joey Janela. It's just like, I don't get what AEW's obsession is with having 20-minute matches with everybody. I mean, the main event should... The more high-profile matches in the main event should probably be longer. But Lance Archer versus Joey Janela, it's like, that shouldn't last that long. Joey Janela should not look compatible with Lance Archer. I'm sorry. He should just go out there and beat the fuck out of him. This match should have been 2 minutes. 3 or 4 minutes. It should have been a squash match. A squash match. My god, I can't talk today. Squash match. But again, they want to make everybody look like they're on the same level. Like they want to put Jon Moxley and Chris Statlander in the same ring and go, oh, these look about right. They're the same. So, and by the way, Sunny Kiss is facing Cody at Fight for the Fallen next week for the TNT title, which I'm just like, meh, I don't care. Alright, so, and then you did a segment where Taz presents Brian Cage with the FTW Championship, which was interesting. I know that was a thing he had in ECW, which I wasn't old enough to remember ECW. I started watching its tail end when it was on TNN. Brian Cage looks better now. It looks like he's slimmed down because before, and granted, I've never really watched too many Brian Cage matches. I never really paid attention to his career too much. But anytime I saw him, the guy looked like he was... I always said he looks like Goku. He looks like a character on Dragon Ball Z. Like he would have this giant body and this like baby face, this 12-year-old face. And he always just looked like somebody where it was just like, oh yeah, he needs to take a piss test. So I mean, now he's slimmed down. He looks a lot better. He looks different. So Taz coming out there to cut a nice promo. Taz, one of the very few good things about the show. He meshes well with Brian Cage. That's fine. I like him as Brian Cage's manager. And then he just calls out Jon Moxley, just saying, just shaming him for missing because he was supposed to defend the title tonight. He had to miss it for obvious reasons, because Renee Young has COVID. So he's supposed to be back next week. We won't know if he'll probably miss the show. If he misses the show, that would be unfortunate. So, just the one thing I'm worried about with Brian Cage is that I'm worried that they're just bringing him in to lay down for Moxley, which is what they've been doing with a lot of guys. A lot of guys that they've been building up as ass kickers. Because you look at Brody Lee, they bring him in, they gave him this shit gimmick as, the Exalted One. And then they put him in a title match against Moxley, and then he loses, and he just becomes nothing. Lance Archer, they build him as an ass kicker, they give him Jake the Snake Roberts, and then he loses to Cody. And then it takes him 5 minutes to beat Marco Stunt. It takes him 20 minutes to beat Joey Janela. For Brian Cage, the way they're building him up, he should win. They might as well just give him the title right now. They gave him the FTW title, but give him the actual AEW title. Just give him the title. The way you're building him up, give him the title. Moxley, to me, has not really done much as champion. Joey Numbers said it best. He's pretty much a watered down Shane Douglas. That's pretty much what he is. The way they were building him up was, he's gonna be Moxley, he's gonna be this crazy guy, he's gonna be CCW Moxley, you just wait, and he's basically Dean Ambrose. He's Dean Ambrose with a vest. That's the best way I can describe Jon Moxley. He is Dean Ambrose with a vest. And a haircut. That's pretty much it. If you're going to put this title on somebody, it seems like Cage is the way to go because he's younger. He's someone that the fans could probably be more invested in. He's a newer face to the more, the more casual demographic. The casual demographic sees a guy like Brian Cage. And I know I've voiced my opinions about him in the past, but he's starting to grow on me, lately. I'm starting to dig him a little bit more. The casual fans see a guy like Brian Cage, they're like, dude, this guy's jacked. This guy looks like an ass kicker. You don't want to fuck with this guy. In a way, he's almost kind of like a mini Brock Lesnar. And Taz would be his Paul Heyman. So if the fans see this guy and goes, this guy's jacked. He should have no problem against this little, scraggly, janky white guy named Jon Moxley. So, if Brian Cage wins the title, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I'd be fine with it. So we go to next match, which is The Butcher, the Blade, MJF, and Wardlow defeating... Wait, that's not right. Is that right? Is that the right match? Am I looking at the right match right now? Am I looking at the first week? Or am I looking at the second week? I think it's giving me the first week. Because that's not right. Forbes, go home, you're drunk. So it's Butcher, Blade, Lucha Bros versus the Young Bucks and FTR. Already, if they ruin FTR, I wasn't the biggest Revival fan, but I could see how they could benefit from going elsewhere. Right now, they pretty much made them another tag team. The way they were building them up, I expected them to come in and just beat the shit out of the Young Bucks and make an example out of them. But they bring them in as, a team going, we're tired of kicks and flips, but we're still going to be the Young Bucks' best friend. And then they put him in a tag match with them. They put him in a big 8-man tag match, which, again, they've already diminished him. They've already kind of ruined him. It kind of reminds you of a story that Shawn Michaels told, where I think this is after Stone Cold had won back the WWF title. This is where Shawn Michaels came back as commissioner. And Vince Russo wanted to book him in like a random, tag team match or a fatal 4-way the next night on Raw. And Shawn Michaels had told Vince, that's a bad idea. And Vince was like, why? He's like, Stone Cold's the hottest guy in wrestling right now. He just came up a big night, and you're just going to book him in a random match. That's going to make him look like another wrestler. It's not going to make him look like a big star. It'd be like when the NWO came out. When, they come out and they just start attacking everybody. It'd be like the week after they attacked everybody backstage when they threw Rey Mysterio out the trailer. And then the very next week they're in a tag match with one of the WCW guys against the WCW faces. That's what it's kind of like right here. I mean, granted, NWO, FTR, it's like comparing apples and oranges. But the point I'm getting is that this tag team, they made them look like they're going to be huge, and they've already fucked them up. They've already fucked them up. And in the end, Butcher Blade and Lucha Bros end up winning. That's pretty much it. Also, the one thing that was really bothering me about this whole not pay-per-view, but this whole night was that there was this. I don't know if it was one person or multiple people, but someone was in the back making this loud, hollering noise, and it was just bothering the fuck out of me. Like, it sounded like police sirens at first, but I realized, no, it's an actual person. And it was just, I couldn't stand it. When I got to the main event, I had to turn it off, and it was a combination of the main event annoying me, and whoever that person was that was annoying me. Let's see, I skipped Nyla Rose versus Kenzie Page, which I just don't care. They're already ruining Nyla Rose, by the way. They're giving her a manager. It's like, but she can actually talk. So she won her match versus Kenzie Page and Killing King. Cole Cabana, Brody Lee, and Stu Grayson defeating SCU. Didn't bother with that. Don't care. Main event, Chris Jericho versus Orange Cassidy. He defeated Orange Cassidy. I get what they're trying to do with Orange Cassidy. It's like, he has a goofy gimmick, but when he gets serious, he can actually wrestle. It's just like, but I don't care. He's already ruined himself with a goofy gimmick. How am I supposed to take him seriously as a serious, wrestling commodity? And his whole thing is he puts his hands in his pockets. He wears sunglasses and jean shorts and jean jackets. Like, I can't take him seriously. I'll be honest, this is the first time I ever watched Orange Cassidy in a match, because him, Marco Stunt, and Darby Allin are on my no-watch list. I refuse to watch anything with any of those three in it. I can't stand any of those three. So Jericho's doing his best to put him over. Because, it's Jericho. Jericho has to be the cheerleader for AEW. I had to turn it off midway because I was already getting annoyed with whoever the fuck that was yelling in the back of the arena. And I was getting annoyed with the match. I did see a clip where there was a point where Jericho hits Colt Cabana, Orange Cassidy, with a baseball bat. And Orange Cassidy kicks out of it too. Which, I'm just like, yep, I'm done. I am fucking done. I am not even going to deal with this shit anymore. So, that was pretty much my review. I couldn't stand the show. I really couldn't. And if you guys saw, the ratings came out. NXT beating AEW for the third week in a row. NXT with 759,000. AEW at 715,000. the main event for NXT, just it was a lot more watch-worthy. It was more superior than AEW. I don't know if people are starting to grow tired of AEW's act and just looking at NXT and going, yeah, this is what wrestling is supposed to be. This is a better show. I mean, granted, NXT has the WWE, machine behind it. AEW, they have TNT behind them. But NXT, and at the end of the day, NXT is basically the developmental system. It is the developmental system. But they take the wrestling more seriously. They don't goof around. They go out there and have better matches. They have better athletic competitions. Their women's division is treated a lot more seriously. The tag team division, the superstars, they're legit. They actually look like superstars. They take themselves seriously. They carry themselves as superstars. AEW, I don't know what they're trying to do. And it's become this theme of, if anyone has any sort of, opinion or criticism about it, we're seen as haters. We're seen as, oh, we don't get it. We don't have a soul. You have Chris Jericho. Again, I get what he's trying to do. He needs to be the cheerleader. And he's out there, talking about, oh, but we hit the right demographic, so really we won. And the same thing with Tony Khan. And of course you got, Dave Meltzer, who apparently gave both main events the same rating. Somebody check Dave Meltzer's pay stubs. Just somebody find those pay stubs from the Khan family and get back at me. It's rough. It's pretty rough. But yeah, next week, Fyter Fest looks like it's going to be interesting. And then next week on NXT, you have Cameron Grimes versus Damian Priest, which that should be interesting. What's up? I'm recording.
Oh, oops. Just came in here.
I'm recording on here to see if this works out.
Oh. Since you're...
Well, I don't know if it's crapping out, so I bet I don't want to take that chance. But yeah, that match should be interesting. It was a nice little build-up. So, yeah, that was pretty much my review. What else can we talk about? They made a new U.S. title on Raw, which first time I saw it, I wasn't too sold on it. It actually legit looked like a box of honeycombs. But then when they showed, I guess the final draft, it looks good. It's a good-looking title. It's a lot better than the previous U.S. title, which it lasted for, 17 years? Which I'm surprised it lasted that long. Usually, they like to change belts a lot, but that belt stood the test of time. I'll tell you that much. What else happened? I don't get a chance to watch Raw because I'm always at work and I'd rather not watch it. I just watched clips. I did see the Heath Slater promo. I liked it because, it was raw emotion and it almost felt like what he was saying was almost kind of like a little bit of the truth for him. The only thing I didn't like about it was two things. He's pouring his heart out to Drew McIntyre and trying to make him look like an asshole. And Drew McIntyre doesn't say anything or do anything. It's like, you could plead your case to your friend. Now you're just making yourself look like an asshole. And then they just have like a 25-second match. I didn't expect them to have a barn burner. Maybe at least like 10 minutes. But it's like, really? 25 seconds? Really? I'm glad to see Heath back. I kind of wish they didn't release him. They should have kept him on. If you're going to have him go out there and cut that kind of promo, you should have made him a much bigger star. In my opinion. And the guy should have had a run with the Intercontinental title. He should have fought for the Universal title. Fuck it. Bring him back in. Bring him back in to the fold and have him feud with Drew McIntyre for the title. Like that would be interesting. That'd be something that people would actually want to see. Am I right? There you go. On SmackDown, didn't get a chance to watch it. I heard it was bad, as usual. It's coming out that Jeff Hardy is on his way out. Again, that the WWE wants to sign him back, but he doesn't want to sign back. And I'm saying it's coming out. I'm not saying it's official, but the reason why they're pretty much burying him against Sheamus of all people, they really want to give him, that contract, but Jeff doesn't budge. So, Jeff won't budge. So he's out. He's on his way out. Which, good. I mean, when he came back to WWE, the only thing memorable about it was, him and Matt coming out at WrestleMania. And that's it. He has done nothing since then. I mean, granted, he's been injured a lot, which is, I guess when you get older and you just continue to do these spot monkey, spots, it, does all wear and tear on your body. AEW bound. More than likely, he'll go to AEW to join his brother. I'd prefer you don't. I would say either retire or, just retire. Don't go to AEW. Because then he's going to have to suffer that shit. I'm at the point where I just hate AEW. I'm at the point where it's just like, I dread watching AEW because then I have to watch a lot of this shit that's not supposed to be serious get taken seriously. Like, there are high spots, obviously. There's MJF. There's Brian Cage. There's Adam Page. That's about it. Everything else just is like, I'm supposed to like this, and I don't have a soul if I don't. And then NXT, again, I'm going to sound like a WWE cocksucker, but NXT is the more superior show. That's just how it is. Speaking of NXT, Tegan Nox, and this is going to crush the hearts of a lot of men today. She went on Instagram and announced that she's gay. She, let me just pull up the Instagram post really quick. Come on. Tegan Nox. Alright. So she posted a picture at what it looks like Universal Studios, if I'm not mistaken, because that is the Harry Potter ride, with another woman whose identity is a mystery at this point. And on the caption, it says "Life is good," and it posts multicolored hearts, which are the color of the gay pride flag. So she's gay or bisexual, but either way, she's off the market, gentlemen. She likes women, which is good. I'm all for that. I'm all for diversity. I'm all for civil rights. I'm very much a gay rights supporter. I support my gay brothers and sisters. I have friends who are bisexual, who are gay. I'm all for it. I love it. As long as she's happy. I always say, do what makes you happy. When someone speaks their mind and shows who they really are, the world becomes a better place. So, congratulations to Tegan Nox. Good for her. Alright. What's some other news? I was going to talk about the Matt RIddle thing because I didn't watch the video. I was going to play the video, but, I'm not on my laptop. I'm on my tablet, so I don't even know if you guys will be able to hear it. So, fuck it. I'm just going to play it anyway. Hopefully you guys hear it. If you guys don't hear it, sorry about that. But again, blame Windows for that. All right, Matt RIddle. Alright, so are we at the video? Are we at the video? Yes, we are. Here we go.
Make this quick. I had never in my entire life sexually assaulted a man, woman, or anybody. And that includes Samantha Tadbull, Candy Cartwright. I never sexually assaulted you. The story about that van trip and the driver being asleep and me forcing you to do stuff and hop on whatever is a complete lie. It's a fabricated story because you're still mad. You know why you're mad? Because yes, you're right. We had an affair. You have plenty of evidence of that. And you know what? I never denied it because it happened. Do I want to talk about it? Do I really want to share about it? No. It's embarrassing because I feel like a real piece of crap cheating on my wife and doing that and now having to talk about it publicly. But I have to. We had a relationship. We had a fling. I started to get sad and depressed because I was lying to my wife so much to hide what I was doing. I was lying to all my friends because I didn't want anybody to know. Because it's not something cool. I didn't want to brag about it. I tried to end it. I told my wife about you and us. I tried to end it. I blocked you. I blocked your social media. You then started using messaging apps and you kept coming. I blocked those. I got a new number. You got my new number and kept messaging me. You literally got on social media accounts for other companies, kept messaging me until I blocked them. Now you have literally started harassing me, showing up to hotels, harassing my friends. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? At this point, you have to realize if you don't think you're stalking me or harassing me, you're crazy. And if you are at home and you don't think that's harassment, you're crazy. At the end of the day, I'm not perfect. We did have an affair, and I'm not happy about that. But I never sexually abused anybody. I never sexually assaulted anybody. And when I wanted to get out of this relationship, out of this situation, she said no, and she kept pursuing me and harassing me and stalking me. And then when she didn't get her way, she used the Speak Out movement to try to ruin my career. Completely unacceptable. That's all I really had to say. That's the story. Everybody have a great day. Take care. Later.
I mean, what else can you really say? I mean, he had the balls to just come out and say, hey, I fucked up. Which, not too many guys out there can just come out and say, hey, I made a mistake. You know, he openly admits he did have an affair, and it was stupid. It was dumb. You know, I made a dumb mistake, and I'll never do it again. You know, this girl who knew he was married and didn't want to cut it off. And when he tried to cut it off, she said no, and then she just stalked him. I don't want to delve too much in this because I think everything that's needed to be said has been said. You know, Trez, she was on KNT Chronicles, you know, just tearing this bitch apart. A lot of people who use Speak Out, who use Me Too, to try and falsify something that they claim happened to them, they need to be held accountable. Why aren't they being held accountable? Why isn't Chloe Dexter being held accountable for trying to ruin Chris Hardwick's career? Why aren't a lot of women and men being held accountable for trying to ruin somebody else's career? Why? Why aren't they? Why do we live in a society where even when the truth comes out that nothing ever fucking happened, that we can't just go, maybe they were innocent the whole time? Like, I'm sorry. No, we still have to think, well, maybe that person still is guilty. It's like God himself can come down from the heavens, which I'm atheist, by the way. God himself can come down from the heavens and say, he didn't do anything, she's lying, or he's lying. And still people will say, you know, I don't care what you say, he's still guilty. It's like, what? Seriously? What the fuck? Again, kudos to Matt. I respect him even more now for just coming out and having the balls to say, hey, I made a mistake, I fucked up, I was dumb. You know, this girl, she continued to stalk me and my friends and my family. Even after I blocked her, she still found ways to get to me. And that people can do that, believe it or not. You can go to websites. You can literally go to websites and just type in someone's name and their age, and you can find them. And you can find their current phone number. You can find where they live. There are websites for that. All you gotta do is pay for it. Or you can just hire a PI. You can hire a PI to find this person. It's that simple. And, again, kudos to Matt's wife, who I hate the fact that she has to go through this again, that she has to relive this. But she got on the forefront and went on, social media and said, hey, we're not perfect. We're a family just like everybody else. We're like everybody else. We make dumb mistakes, but we get through it. She took back Matt because she has kids. She has 3 kids, and I don't have kids, so I don't know the feeling. But what I do know is that when you have responsibilities like children, it's not about you. You realize, I can't be a single mom with 3 kids. I have to bite the bullet. I have to forgive them. It's going to take some time, but I have to forgive them and take them back. And she was stuck in a damned if you don't, damned if you do situation, because if she would have left him, of course he would have had those people, waving their finger at her in disappointment, saying, why would you leave him? You can't be a single mom with 3 kids. And when she took him back, it became oh, you're an idiot, you're a sucker. And I'll admit, I used to be one of those people. I used to be one of those people that goes, why would you take him back? You're an idiot. And not realizing, people have responsibilities, and they can easily just leave, but they can't. So, kudos to Matt. Kudos to his wife. She's an amazing woman. And again, I respect her. I respect what she posted. I respect her even more. Kudos to Matt for having the balls to say, "Hey, I fucked up. I made a dumb decision, and unfortunately, it's fucking with my family. It's fucking with me again." Matt's apologies seemed a lot more genuine. It wasn't like something that seemed handwritten by his lawyer. He came out and said, you know what? I messed up. I fucked up, and I was stupid for it, and I felt stupid for it. And I told my wife about it. And shame on this woman for using speaking out to try and ruin my career, because I didn't want to get with her. And fuck her. Fuck this. Was it Kenny Cartwright? She can go fuck herself. She knew what the fuck she was doing. She knew this guy was married. She wanted the dick. And when he didn't want to stay with her, she decided to scream rape. She decided to make up a story and scream rape. So she can go fuck herself. If Kenny Cartwright is listening to this, hey, go fuck yourself. Plain and simple. Anyways, that is time to switch topics. I don't really have anything else to talk about, but I was able to do a show. Hopefully it comes out alright. Hopefully there's not too much I need to fix about it. But I didn't want to not make a show for you guys. I wanted to put out a show for you guys. I hate having to cancel over dumb shit. But hopefully I can get that laptop fixed. If not, this will probably be the new norm. But it probably won't be nothing that can't get fixed. It'll just be a matter of me having to download or buy a new malware, virus protector. But anyways, shout out to Wrestling Soup. They just did a show actually today. I know Mish is on the road. He's doing his best he can to put out these shows. So shout out to Mish. Shout out to Joey Numbis. Shout out to John Draper. DTKC, Don Tony, Kevin Castle. Make sure to go to those guys' Patreons, Wrestling Soup and DTKC, just $5. It's just $5. Shout out to Trez, who's on KNT Chronicles with Kevin. Not Wrestling Soup. Texas Podcast Massacre. Brian J. with his 2 podcasts, Wrestling Reanimated or Reanimated. Get in the Corner with Yuck Nessie and Dogger Baby. Shout out to them. They just did an episode with Kevin Castle, so that was interesting. It was interesting seeing Kevin Castle in that environment. You got Shaheen with Clothesline Media and Nuclear Graphics. So shout out to Shaheen, good dude. So other podcasts. Hold on. I want to shout everybody out. Wait, I just got a message.
I'm gonna make this quick.
Yeah, we already talked about you, Matt. Hold on. There's another podcast. It was a good friend of mine. Her name is Veronica. Oh my god, why am I blanking on the name? It's called Demented and Unusual. It's her and a friend of hers, where they discuss, murder cases, serial killers. So if you're into that, check them out. They're on Spotify. It's called Demented and Unusual. It's a really good show. She's a good friend of mine. Known her for a while. So check her podcast out. Show her podcast some love. And just show everybody love. Shout out to everybody. Love all you guys. Again, hopefully the show comes out alright. Hopefully you guys can hear me. But anyways, take care, guys. Much love, and I'll see you next week. Hopefully. Laters.